Welcome back to the Culture Talk. Today we're going to talk about not taking what is not yours. Out of Proverbs 1 verse 13, it says, think of all the great things we'll get. And think of all the things we will fill our houses with. This is coming from the point of view of a person who is going to take what is not theirs. This may not be stealing in general in this world. Yeah, there are people who steal. They're called thieves. But there are other people who want to take what is not theirs. Whether that's another man's wife, or you could look at it in the opposite way, where women will take another man who is already married from their family. So it could be on both points of view. Or sometimes it could be just stealing in general. Maybe we don't have to spend our money. We can save our money by stealing, which is wrong anyway. All these scenarios are wrong. But in this Bible verse, it says, think of all the great things we'll get. But at a point of my life when I was younger, before I was a Christian, that's how I thought, that I didn't need to sometimes spend money. I can just steal something. I spoke about it in my last video last week, where I got caught stealing because I was only thinking about not spending money and saving money. So I went stealing some stuff I shouldn't have. Sometimes that even came when I was backslidden, messing around with girls that were in a relationship, but I wasn't thinking. What I was thinking of was my immediate gratification. I was thinking about the here and right now. I was only thinking about myself. But that's what these people in this scripture are thinking about. They're thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about other people. They are selfish. They are narcissistic. They are not caring about hurting other people. In personal development, yes, we have to focus on ourselves, but it's about improving ourselves to be a better person. We can't be a better person if we don't care about anybody but ourselves. We got to look out for our other people because we want other people to improve as well. We can't just look out for ourselves all the time. And that's one thing most personal development videos will not talk about. It's always look out for yourself. To a point, that is true. You got to improve yourself first. Then you got to display that to the world so other people can change. Maybe you can affect the world. That's why I put on this thumbnail of the Foot Clan from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Secret of the Ooze. Because these people, in their character, were only looking out for themselves. They were stealing things in the first video for themselves or for their cult. They were only looking out for themselves. They didn't care who they hurt. So that's why I want to use that imagery or the thumbnail. But we got to worry about other people. We got to worry about impacting the world. If you're in personal development, you got to look out. That's why we have a lot of men trying to help younger men, trying to improve so we can improve the world. I'm doing it in a Christian way with Christian scriptures. So, but we got to all focus on helping other people improve as well. What benefit Is it for me to get saved and not impact the world or help others change if it's only going to be about myself? Because that's not Christianity. I'm a person who loves personal development, self-improvement, but that only goes so far because I can only improve myself so much. Then I have to help others, which also helps me because it keeps me humble. Because I know that I'm not perfect, but I can help other people improve. It's about not being selfish. It's about reaching your hand out to other people and helping them, maybe in areas that they need to focus on. Maybe that's budgeting. Maybe that's helping them in their hygiene department. Maybe something they're weak in. Maybe it's relationships. Maybe you relationship guys can help other people in relationships. But help anybody you can in ways that you can. I'm not talking finances. I'm not talking about handing out money. But if you have the finances and you can feed a homeless person from starving, then you can do that. Buy them a meal, not hand them the money. But it's about not being selfish. That's a personal development quality that everybody needs. Not only just looking out for ourselves, but looking out for others who are in need. Some parents are very selfish. They'll look all nice. Their kids will look like in rags. I'm not talking about at home when they're in their play clothes. I'm talking about when they're out in town. The parents look really nice, but the kids look like they are wearing rags. The parents are more focused on Facebook. They're more focused on Instagram views than their own family, their own child, their own marriage. Because they're worried about likes. That's why in a lot of videos, sometimes I don't mention likes. I don't really care for likes. I just care that you guys are improving. But I don't want to be selfish. That's one thing I don't want to be, is selfish. Because that's a characteristic I'm wanting to get away from when I was younger. I was so selfish. I didn't listen to my parents. I didn't listen to nobody until I got saved. God started dealing with me. You don't have to be a Christian to not be selfish. There are good people who are not even Christians. Firefighters, police officers, military men and women who give their lives for other people to be safe. So, it's not about being just a Christian, although that's eternally, that would be a great thing. But it's just about not being selfish. People who ruin marriages, commit adultery, not caring about hurting men or women, a husband or a wife who they are hurting by committing adultery by the person they are messing around with. That is selfish. That's one thing I had to put away when I got saved as a Christian. I didn't want to be a selfish person, and I still don't want to be a selfish person. So, don't just look out for your own self. Yes, keep on improving. Become a better version. But work on your character. Work on the inside as well, not just your appearance. What people see. Don't just work on that. Don't just look good. Don't just Work on things that people can see your how good of a person you are, but work on the inner. This Don't work on the stuff that people can't see, like the things of not being selfish. That's one of the biggest things. People can't see if you're selfish, or they can, but they can't see that you're not selfish. I hear people who pass on and no one knew all the good stuff that they did behind closed doors or behind the charities that they did when they were alive. They never mentioned it to anybody because they were really an unselfish person. They had a vision of what that person was until they passed. Then they start hearing stories of how this person affected their lives. Maybe it gave them their last $5. But it's about not being selfish. In that imagery, all that person cared about in that point of view or in that imagery was just taking what was not theirs so they could have more, which is very selfish. Taking something that is not yours, putting in your home, and claiming that it's yours, that is a selfish attitude to have, selfish characteristic to have. So don't be stealing, because you're not just taking from a store. You're showing who you really are. You're showing that you're selfish. You're not thinking about the needs of others. Don't mess around with a chick that is married or in a relationship. You're showing what is really on the inside. That you're really a selfish person if you do that. Or if you're a woman, don't mess with a man that is in a relationship, whether that be dating, whether they're dating or they're married. You're just showing who you truly are. Or if you're married already or in a relationship and you're messing around with a Chad or Tyrone, or if you're a guy, you're messing around with a 304, then you're just showing that you're a very selfish person. Maybe you have kids you're not thinking about. That is very selfish. So just think about things before you do them and try to help others, not try to hurt others. Try not to be selfish in life. Whether you're younger, whether you're more seasoned than others, don't be selfish. Think about the effects. Sometimes violence may come of it. Maybe you're messing around with someone, they're already in relationships. They may come after you. The husband of the person that you're messing around with might come after you. The wife of the person you're messing with might come after you. And there could be violence. So think about things before you do things. I only say that because I had that happen to me in the past. Boyfriends would be calling me, somehow get a hold of my phone. Husbands would somehow get a hold of my phone and call me because I wasn't thinking. I was being selfish. So, guys, girls, don't be selfish in this world. We can all change a culture. We can all shock a culture. We can all do a culture shock in this world and change the way things are right now. So, guys, I want you guys to keep on improving. Keep on getting better in your life. I'm the Frugal Cyborg. Everybody, keep on improving and keep on growing in life.